Man, I tell you what, I don't know if I've seen a prettier piece of crap in my life, but this has gotta be up there. Look at this beautiful machine. It ain't looking too bad for a rattle can paint job. Rust-Oleum is magic in a can, I kid you not. But finally at the end of the road here with the Project Lawn Gone mower, and all we have to do now is just get it back together so I can go cut the grass. Even though it looks like it's gonna rain, but I gotta make an attempt. So let's get this thing back together. Alright, so this is the last video. Even though I've just discovered even more things I have to do. See, all the wheels are a little loose, and I thought that's just because everything needs to be tightened up. Well, after taking the front wheels and everything completely off, I realized why everything's loose is because there's supposed to be, I guess, shims and, well, washers will do just the job between all of these gaps. So the nuts, the bolts and nuts run out before everything tightens up all the way. So it's just a lot of play and everything. Definitely gonna have to get to the hardware store and get washers for pretty much everything that connects all of the stuff to the deck. So that sucks, but it is pretty much ready to roll. Just gotta get everything reassembled. That's not gonna be hard to do. That's gonna be pretty easy. It shouldn't, in theory, take long to do. So I still got to get electrical tape on this. You know what? While I'm thinking about it, let me just do it. All right, there we go, all fixed. You know what, this stuff, I thought this was electrical tape. I mean, it's for electrical purposes, but it's not electrical tape. It's, what is this stuff I bought? Cloth friction tape. Yeah, and this stuff smells so bad, it's awful. But it does a good job of kind of grabbing on and holding the wire, so, you know, whatever. If it works, right? There is that. Honestly, I kind of forget how this thing was put together, so I'm gonna have to take a minute, kind of revisit everything. Who knew there was so much to a mower? Oh man. So I got everything kind of put together here so we can start piecing everything back on the mower, and yeah, everything's pretty much prepped and ready to go. I just gotta start bolting everything back together. So just going to set the camera up on the tripod and start crunching away here at it. Cool. I'll go ahead and put some Marvel mystery oil in both the gas and the oil. Sure it could help out a little bit. All right, man, I think we got it pretty much all pieced together here. I don't know if you noticed, but see this? I painted this off camera. It's one of the things I did off camera. I know you didn't notice. Sorry, I got kind of messed up here. And I put the Briggs & Stratton sticker back on because why not? Everything looks good. I got the air filter in, the cover and everything I got off eBay. Looks rock solid, nice piece. I still need to get a screw to hold this in here, but the zip ties work fine. In fact, I know I kind of went against myself, you know, and used zip ties in various places, which, you know, how I am with the zip ties. But look, if you're gonna use zip ties, come on, at least have some decency and class. Use nice black zip ties or something and trim the edges, trim the ends. Don't have them all scraggly. You know, take care of your zip ties. But otherwise, I think it's all set. I think it's ready to go. I've got oil in it, got everything ready. Got the blade guard back on, needs to be tightened up, but it's on there. I'm tired. I just want to get this finished. I mean, we're ready to roll. So I guess the only thing left to do is just try to fire it up and see if it cuts grass.
To 6 days later.
All right, so it's been a little while since you've seen that last clip of me struggling to try to start the mower, and well, here it is. And not much has changed. But I have actually been able to get it running. That much has changed. So, long story short, I have yet to actually figure out the problem. It's definitely something with the fuel. I tore apart the carburetor, not fully, but just making sure that the needle and all that is moving up and down in the float, and there was no gunk or anything built up in the bowl or anything, and it was all fine. Cleaned it out, still lubed everything up, put it back together, nothing changed. I thought maybe the primer ball was bad. I got a new primer ball in here, and well, that actually does help because the other primer ball was not siphoning fuel into the carburetor. But I think another reason for that wasn't so much the primer ball was bad, but evidently the gaskets that seal up the filter backplate to the front of the carburetor, the backplate can actually warp and then the gasket won't seal because it's a stupid design, and there's like an open channel that's only sealed by the gasket instead of being completely closed like in the mold of the plastic. And that channel is where the primer bulb pulls the air to siphon the fuel. So if the channel isn't seating against the gasket all the way, then it's going to have a leak and not siphon the fuel in. So once I figured that out, after lots of silicone, I was able to get fuel siphoned into the carburetor, and that definitely helped. But there's still an issue. The carburetor won't prime itself. It won't pull fuel in on its own. So what I have to do is I have to prime it enough to get it going. Once it gets it going, I have to keep priming it, and then it will then it will start pulling the fuel in. It won't do it on, if I'm just pulling the string or anything. But it works, so that's good. So let's get this baby fired up so I can show you how it sounds. Keep priming it. It's not happy until it warms up. Once it warms up, it's all right. It's definitely the carburetor is something's up with it. So like you gotta baby it. But once it warms up, it actually runs really good. And it is super strong. It's a 6 horsepower Briggs Stratton. So I mean, it chops. I mean, I chopped down all this stuff like nothing. It just goes right through it. I mean, it's got some power. Of course, I got the RPM turned up just a little bit. But see, once it warms up, it doesn't sound too bad. And actually, I think once it warms up, it almost seems like it gets a little too much fuel. Maybe I'll just install like a petcock or something on it so I can just trim back the fuel supply a little bit. But otherwise, it works. Yeah, so there's that. So as you can see, and it cuts the lawn real nice. So the only thing is with the wobbly wheels, I gotta get that figured out. Because it just leaves, it just does this all the way through the yard. You can see the tracks. So, but I just do not feel like messing with that, quite honestly. It's getting a lot hotter here in Florida, so the last thing I really want to be doing is unnecessary work. It works for now, and that's all I needed it to do. And it works really well, and it still looks really freaking awesome. I think that's going to finally wrap it up here for the lawnmower project, and the Karz Kreated mower is done. And it is in use, and it works well. Not bad for 20 bucks. If you don't count the $50 in paint supplies and the other $30 in parts needed just to figure out what was wrong with it. As long as you don't count all that, $20 ain't too bad. But anyway, it's hot out here. I'm gonna go in and get a shower, continue on with my day. So it's gonna wrap it up here for this video. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Share with everyone you know if you want to see more content like this and you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel and keep a lookout for next true car enthusiast and lawnmower enthusiast, not really, video.